While traditional encaustic painting requires moving melted wax to a work surface, the technique used in this lesson plan is a safer, non-toxic process that students of many ages will enjoy. I'm Mary Skydema with Blick Art Materials. This lesson plan is embossed metal encaustics. First, we'll create a border about 1/4 of an inch in for all 4 sides on a piece of metal tooling foil. To emboss, I need to create a soft surface underneath. I'm using a foam sheet, but a stack of newspapers would also work just fine. With a wooden tool, I've done a quick sketch on my foil. Then I'll emboss my design from both sides of the metal. You'll need to be careful not to puncture it, but if this happens, a piece of masking tape on the back side will keep the melted wax from leaking. Keep in mind that the deeper wells will hold more wax and therefore more color, while the raised areas will show off the color of the foil. When the embossing is complete, we'll want to turn up the edges of the border to form a shallow tray. Keep it as flat as possible. We'll be using a base of clear paraffin wax that has a relatively low melting point. This material comes in a block, but for this project, it's been grated. I'm using a heaping teaspoon here for a project of this size. Next, we take our piece to the heat source. I'm using a warming tray set at about 175 degrees. You could also use an electric skillet. It's important not to use too much wax, as it will obscure the design if it is too thick. As it melts slowly, you will see it turn clear. To this clear wax, we will then add candle dye in assorted colors. And if you happen to have old crayons in the classroom, and who doesn't, this is also a great way to use some of those up. Add very small pieces of candle dye directly onto the melted wax. A little will go a long way. A craft stick will blend and move the colors on the foil. Another option is to draw directly with crayons. If you have an area that's too full of wax, a paper towel will absorb some of the excess. When you're satisfied with the way the color looks, simply turn off the heat source or carefully move the embossing to a piece of board. The wax will cool in just a few seconds, and you can see that it gets opaque. It's easy to add more color or manipulate the wax simply by pasting it back on your heat source. When your encaustic is completely finished, you should mount it to a rigid board to keep it from cracking. Thank you for joining me. A PDF version of this lesson, along with detailed instructions and materials list, can be found at dickblick.com/lessonplans.